we're here to present the award for the favorite male pop rock artist. And the winner is... Lenny Kravitz!
Thank you very much. I'd like to thank God for this experience and all my experiences. So this is really beautiful. Thank you all very much.
If Lenny Kravitz's rock star swagger and soulful sound make it seem as though he was born to be on stage, well, that's because he practically was. Raised in a world that had fused creativity with culture, Lenny's life has been one of rhythm, soul, and passion, with a father who worked in television and a mother who was a famous actress. The arts were always close at hand. Born Leonard Albert Kravitz in New York City, the youngster had found himself caught between worlds, blending rock, funk, soul, and a whole lot of heart to create a unique sound that would captivate audiences worldwide. From the streets of Manhattan to the vibrant energy of the global stage, Lenny Kravitz has emerged as a powerful force in music, pushing the boundaries of rock and soul while staying true to his artistic roots. Lenny's upbringing would deeply influence his later musical style and worldview. His father, Cy Kravitz, was a news producer at NBC, a job that had kept him connected to the fast-paced world of media and current events. However, it was his mother, Roxie Roker, who perhaps had the most profound impact on him. Roxie was a Bahamian-American actress best known for her groundbreaking role as Helen Willis on the popular television show The Jeffersons. It aired from 1975 to 1985. Playing half of one of the first interracial couples on American television, Roxie had broken significant barriers and became a symbol of progress in media representation at a time when such portrayals was still highly controversial. Her role would not only be impactful in the entertainment industry, but also set an example for Lenny about using one's own platform to stand up for something meaningful. Growing up with a mother who was not only a television star but a cultural pioneer, Lenny understood early on the power of visibility and representation. This sense of purpose, coupled with his father's grounding influence in the media, had laid a foundation of awareness, resilience, and artistry that would serve him all throughout his career. His parents' contrasting yet complementary worlds had given Lenny a unique lens on society, shaping him into an artist who would blend music, style, and message to carve out his own legacy in the rock and soul genres. Kravitz began banging on pots and pans in the kitchen, playing them as drums at the age of 3. The future star decided that he wanted to be a musician at the age of 5 and began playing the drums, soon moving on to playing the guitar. The young musician grew up listening to the music that his parents had listened to: R&B, jazz, classical, opera, gospel, and blues. And of that time, he said that his parents were very supportive of the fact that he had loved music early on, and they took him to a whole lot of shows. At around the age of 7, he had seen the Jackson 5 perform at Madison Square Garden. The group instantly became his favorite performers. In 1974, at the age of 10 years old, Lenny relocated to Los Angeles with his parents when his mother landed her role on The Jeffersons, an American sitcom that ultimately led to one of the longest-running series on U.S. TV. At his mother's urging, he had joined the California Boys Choir for 3 years, where he performed a classical repertoire and sang with the Metropolitan Opera. He also took part in Mahler's Third Symphony at the Hollywood Bowl, but it was in Los Angeles that Kravitz would be introduced to rock music. During his junior high school years, Kravitz was also introduced to marijuana, and the singer has stated that he was a true pothead in his youth. The budding singer-songwriter attended Beverly Hills High School, where he was classmates with singer Maria McKee, actor Nicolas Cage, and future friend and collaborator and guitarist Slash. He had taught himself to play piano and bass, making friends with another musician known as Zorro, who would later become his longtime collaborator. Sadly, though, the future superstar's parents divorced in 1985. Only a few years earlier, in 1979, at the age of 15, Lenny decided to leave home, getting odd jobs while writing and recording songs that would eventually shop around to a variety of record labels. The initial reaction he received from labels turned out to be a disappointment to the singer, telling him his music was not black enough or white enough. That's when he decided to record an album on his own, without any music industry help, under the name of Romeo Blue, recording each and every instrument himself. In October of 1988, after completing most of the recording, Kravitz then approached his friend Stephen Elvis Smith, Smith had served as a music supervisor on a show called A Different World, which was a spin-off of the popular Cosby Show. Kravitz urged Smith to manage his career and assist him in finding a record label, and in less than a month of shopping the recordings, 5 labels were in a bidding war for Lenny Kravitz. And eventually, in 1989, Virgin Records came calling, and Lenny accepted their advance. And before we move on, if you're enjoying the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now, because you never want to miss another great video in the future from Project Hysteria. And if you're thirsty and fueled by caffeine like I am, why don't you buy me a cup of coffee? It would really help out and make my day a whole lot better. The time had come and Lenny Kravitz had finally signed a major label deal. The label was excited about the music that Lenny Kravitz was making, inspired by his relationship with now-wife Lisa Bonet and their new daughter Zoe. On Smith's urging, Kravitz dropped the name Romeo Blue and reclaimed Lenny Kravitz as his moniker. Of the brief name change, Kravitz said that ultimately it got him back to himself, and when he finally did accept himself for who he was, the music began flowing out. Kravitz released his debut album, Let Love Rule, in 1989, a combination of rock and funk with a 1960s vibe. Music critics were mixed, some feeling that he was a gifted new artist, while others saying that he was overpowered by his musical influences. The album was a moderate success in the United States, but became an instant hit outside of the US, especially with crowds in Europe. In 1990, Kravitz produced the song Justify My Love for Madonna, which he had co-written with actress Ingrid Chavez. The song soon appeared on Madonna's greatest hits album, The Immaculate Collection. What Kravitz did not realize at the time of the song's release was that rap group Public Enemy would claim that the song's beat had been sampled from one of their songs called Security of the First World, from their million-selling 1988 album It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back. Eventually, Public Enemy management conceded that the song did not take from their own hit, and the group would be accused by Madonna's management that the claims by Public Enemy were a publicity stunt. In 1991, Kravitz released his second album, Mama Said. The songs on the album were about ex-wife Lisa Bonet and documented his depression over their breakup. The single It Ain't Over Till It's Over went to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. A second single, Always on the Run, a tribute to his mother, had featured Slash on guitar. Stand By My Woman and What Goes Around Comes Around followed as hits as well. After Mama Said marked a breakthrough in the US charts, Lenny Kravitz's star continued to rise. He had released Are You Gonna Go My Way in 1993, an album that would become one of his most celebrated works. The title track, with its heavy riffs and anthemic feel, had turned into a rock and roll classic. With signature dreadlocks, bohemian style, and a powerful stage presence, Kravitz was cementing himself as a modern rock icon, pulling influences of Jimi Hendrix, John Lennon, and Motown, while blending them into something quite unique all on his own. His look, sound, and image captured the spirit of a generation seeking authentic expression and a soulful edge to rock. Kravitz's career had continued to flourish through the 90s and early 2000s. He released Circus in 1995 and Five in 1998, with the latter album single Fly Away earning him his first Grammy Award for Best Male Rock Vocal Performance. The song became his first global smash hit, helping him to win over new audiences worldwide, and by the early 2000s he had become a Grammy favorite, winning 4 consecutive Grammys in the rock category. All throughout his career, Lenny Kravitz became known for high-profile relationships. This included an engagement to actress Nicole Kidman in the early 2000s. The two had shared a passionate connection, but their relationship ended before marriage. Over the years, Kravitz has spoken about his deep respect for Kidman, describing her as someone who had made a lasting impact on his life. Their brief romance highlighted a time when both of the stars